So today is the 51st shloka of the second chapter, and every time I come to a new shloka, I will be remiss if I don't say to you that this is an amazing shloka. It's those who love poetry will see inner connections in it, but it has deep meaning which we had touched in the past also. So let's read it. Karmajam buddhi yuktahe phalam tyaktva manishinah. So reading is music. Reading Sanskrit is music of its own. If it's properly written, if the chand is right. Karmajam buddhi yuktahe phalam tyaktva manishinah janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantya namayam. This is a very deep shloka, and we will try to figure that out. So karma jam, karma and jam, that which is born out of action, or that which is created by action. So two things are running always in this second chapter, parallels, and they will run till the sixth chapter, is karma and jnana. How are they united? And so buddhi yukta is a word that is used in the last two shlokas too. Buddhi yukta, joined with your buddhi, joined with your higher knowledge, with your atma prakash, with your viveka, with your ability to see directly, because dhi is an inner seeing, is a higher functioning of our mind. Buddhi yukta hi. Phalam tyaktva manishinah. So manishinah here, you may have heard of the word manishi, comes from manah, one whose brain has been refined, whose mind has been refined to the highest, the wise person. So here, there are various levels of human beings in our Vedic Upanishadic tradition. So the first level is when your mind is refined to its essence, and that's a manishi. Beyond that, you reach the level, say, of the rishi or the kavi in the Veda. The level of the darshanik. Darshanik is the one who can see, darshana, who sees, who doesn't talk about the truth, who doesn't think about the truth, but he sees the truth. And the manishi becomes the darshanik. And when the darshanik even goes higher, when he sees the rays of light, the knowledge, and he becomes the rays of light, he becomes a rishi. Rishi comes from the root arka. Arka is the sun, the light. So one who invokes the light, one who worships the light, does the stuti of the light, is the rishi. One who has embodied the light, he becomes the rishi. And then the kavi. Kavi is not a poet. Whenever we talk about poetry here, kavi, one who can see beyond. Kavi. In the Vedic tradition, the kavi who can see beyond time and space, and what he sees, he can bring it into words. So, but here manishi is one who is wise. Phalam tyaktva manishinah. So the manishi, the wise person, rejects or releases himself or relieves himself from the fruit. Which fruit? The fruit that is born out of action, karmajam. So in Sanskrit, we don't have the order. We have karmajam is connected to the phala. So the phala that is born out of karma, karmajam phalam. Now you would normally in Hindi or English, we would say karmajam phalam. But here in Sanskrit, you're allowed to change that order. So buddhi yuktahi, one who has become joined with the buddhi, gives up the fruit. So again, the twin movements, as if you remember, Makaranji had pointed out, it is the joining that allows you to give up. So what is the joining? Becoming one with your higher knowledge, higher self, buddhi yuktahi. So once you become joined with your higher awareness, higher consciousness, higher wisdom, vijnana, then you're able to release the fruit that is born of action. And this is really a very deep statement. We always try to give up, right? We are told to give up desire, told to give up the fruit, anasakt, become anasakt, don't worry about things. It's very difficult unless you're joined with your buddhi. It is not even possible. So somewhere you have to connect to that higher wisdom, either as an ideal or as a kind of a mantra, or as a conviction, no, or as an astha. Somewhere you have to connect that I have to drop it. And that is the buddhi. Your higher mind is telling you to stay united with that light that is coming to you. Karma jam buddhi yuktahi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinir muktaha. And this is another beautiful introduction. And for probably the first time in the Gita, the word mukta has come with janma bandha. So what is mukti? First mukti is a negative mukti. You give up the fruit of the action. Phalam tyaktva. You've given up. Here, janma bandha vinir muktaha. Since you have given up the fruit that is born of action, you have essentially given up the thing that ties you to life. And remember, in the Upanishadic tradition, freedom from life itself, becoming Jivan Mukta, is a very high ideal. Jivan Mukta, while you are in the Jivan acting, you are totally free. That is one of the ideals of Karma Yoga. So here the bandha, that thing that is joining you to life, you're becoming free of that. Padam is a very interesting word, and we have used the word pada as the 4 sections of a shloka, right? Padam is used also in the Veda. And Wendy Doniger, those who might have heard of Wendy Doniger, whom we usually attack a lot for making fun of Indian traditions, Indian Sanskriti. But she has written about the Veda. She's tried to translate the Veda in a very Western manner, external manner. She has pointed out the 5 or 6 meanings of Padam. Those who are familiar with Hindi would know. Padam means a place. So a place to go. In the Vedic shlokas, you'll find Padam is where you have to go, a place. But Padam also means your foot. And Padam also means a path. And Padam also means a section of the shloka. And Padam also means a lotus. It also means a flower. So here, Sri Krishna is giving you not only a negative definition of mukti, which means you have given up the fruit. Padam gacchantya namayam. Gacchantya. He will go, he will reach anamayam. What is anamayam? Ama, you might have heard in Sanskrit, in Hindi. Mere aam ho raha hai, pet mein aam hai. Aam is disease. In Ayurveda, when you have ama builds up, Vaidji says, oh, iska aam bad gaya hai. His aam has increased. Bile. Thank you, Aviralji. I need Aviralji. So aam is disease. One of the significances of aam is disease. Anamayam is where there is no disease. Padam, the place where there is no disease. So what is mukti? Mukti is one when you give up all the fruit of the action, that is the negative way. And the positive way to describe it in this shloka is you reach the place that is free of disease. So usually when we talk of freedom, mukti, in our tradition, three words are used that are very beautiful. Shanti, Siddhi, and Sukham. Shanti, peace, Siddhi, perfection, and Sukham, happiness. No disease, Arogya. You are free of disease. You are seated within Swastha. In our tradition, being healthy and being in a spiritual state are the same. Swastha. Swasthya means to be seated within, seated as the self. The self is seated, then all the diseases are gone. So again, you will see Padam Gacchantya Namayam. And very interestingly, Sri Krishna calls it a place. He's not saying it is a feeling, it is a place. And if you listen to Vedantis like Swami Partho Anand, you will see that space becomes consciousness. And we have this very beautiful description of the entire space becoming your consciousness. Chid Akash. The entire space is your chitta. So space and experience and anubhava are not separate. When you reach that point when awareness is refined, you are opening up, your consciousness is open, the blocks are gone, you are in a place. You are that. You are that anubhava, you are that place. Anubhava and sthana become one. And that is why you will often see, even in swasthya, it is ast, to be seated. Tishtati is to stand, right? This will come again and again. In the last 14, 15 shlokas, this sthapit or stha or tishtha will come again and again. So what does this phrase mean? Karmajam buddhi yuktahi phalam tyaktva manishinaha. The wise one rejects the fruit born of action joined with the higher intelligence. You can call it higher intelligence, higher awareness. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantya namayam. He is free of the bondage of birth, and he moves towards the place where there is no disease. This is, of course, my translation, which is a very poor translation. Maybe we can go down a little bit and see what Sri Aurobindo is saying. If you look at the Anvaya. So I will come back to that. Anvaya, see how complex this phrase is, this whole shloka is. He buddhi yuktaha manishinaha. The wise man who is joined with the buddhi, karmajam phalam tyaktva. He has rejected the fruit born from karma. Janma bandha vinir muktaha. Free of the bondage of birth, anamayam padam gachanti. Gachanti, if you remember, is always plural. Third person in English, third person in Sanskrit, pratham purush. Gachanti, they go. They go to the place where there is no disease. Gachanti. So, Sri Aurobindo's translation, the sages who have united their reason and will with the divine renounce the fruit which action yields, and liberated from the bondage of birth, they reach the status beyond misery. So I think this is a beautiful translation, and it gives us the significance to find the yukti and the mukti. And what a beautiful rhyme it is. To become yukta and to become mukta. Not only negatively giving up the fruit, but gaining something. And what you gain is freedom from disease forever. Arogyam. So I think we should, without further ado, listen to Swami Brahmanandji and see how beautifully he recites it.
Karmajam buddhi yuktahi phalam tyaktva manishinaha जन्म बंध विनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम्.
Yeah, beautiful, right? So a couple of pointers. When you recite, it is phala, pha, not fa. There is no such thing as fa in Hindi. In Sanskrit, pha, phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Although the visarg will give you the fa sound. So no fa, pa, phalam tyaktva manishinaha. And take your time because you have a lot of conjoint sounds here. Yukta, ka and ta coming together. Buddhi. Take your time because when you have sanyukta akshara, you give it time. Your matra goes up. Tyaktva. Take your time. Janma bandha. Take your time. Vinirmuktaha. Take your time. Visarga after muktaha. It won't be muktaha. Muktaha. Always the visarg repeats the vowel except in couple of cases. Here after a it becomes aha. Muktaha. Padam gacchantya namayam. If you give each sanyukt akshar the time, the music will come out of the words. Let the music come out of the akshara because the akshara is music. The guna of the akshara, let it come out. So the great reciters like Swami Brahmananji, they let the sound create its music. Okay, so who is going to be our first master reciter today? Rahul Jainji, chalo, lagao. Let's see. And don't say, or say phala. Phala. If anyone does not say phala, he is going to be penalized. Cup of tea for everyone when we meet. There should be some positive points. Sugar candy. What is that Candy Crush? We should do that. All right. Where did you go?
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम्.
Yes, you got the sounds right. Now you just have to catch, just bring this sangeet in it. So that it's very good. You did a great job. Anybody else? Flawless. Okay, Pankaj ji, go for it.
कर्मजन् बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम्.
Very good. So Janma Bandha, let your voice last. Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha. So let it. Pallavi ji, go ahead. You try.
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ताः हि
Hey,
फलं हि
वापस
sorry
करो, वापस करो. Do it
ठीक
again. Yeah.
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिमुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम्.
So let's do it again. Let me do it and then you repeat after me.
जी
Karma jam buddhi yuktahi. Don't try to sing it. Just go, just read. Karma jam buddhi yuktahi.
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
फलं
No, not
त्यक्त्वा
phalam. 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 Pa.
टी फ्रॉम माय साइड फलं
Tyaktva
त्यक्त्वा मनीषिण
manishinaha.
फलं
Shabash. Janma
त्यक्त्वा
bandha
मनीषिण
manishinaha.
मनीषिणः
Yeah. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha.
जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ताः
Padam gacchantya namayam.
Padam gacchantya
Shabash. Beautiful. Now do the whole thing.
Karmajam buddhi yuktahi phalam tyavak. This is some, I'm getting stuck here.
No problem.
Tyatva.
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
Tyatva. Phalam tattva manishana. Jan
Manishinaha.
manishanaha.
Yeah. Do it again.
Janmabandh.
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
Phalam tattva manishanaha.
Let's do it again.
Janma
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
phalam tattva manishanaha.
Good.
Phalam tattva
Janma bandh.
manishanaha.
Shabash.
Janmabandh vinirmuktaha.
Shabash.
Padam gacchantya.
Yes, you got it. Almost there now. You just do it 10 times and you'll get it.
Okay.
Listen to the great reciters.
Ji.
Yes, it doesn't. Okay, Gauravji. Janma bandh vinir muktaha. Why doesn't it end in the first sound? Because your pada has ended. You're not carrying over. You break. So there are rules where the visarg merges into the sound of the next sound, right? Into the sound of the next akshara. Here, it doesn't, because you're going to give space. So if there is space, the visarga is allowed to go out. Visarjaniya, you're allowing it to go out into the world. Janma bandha vinir muktaha. You're not going to say Janma bandha vinir muktaha padam gacchante namayam. You're not combining. There's no sandhi. Sandhi, at once there is a pause, then there is no sandhi. It ends. And that's the beauty of Visarga. I must say, this is, I am in love with Visarga. It is one of the most beautiful things in Sandhi. So it does not become, it carries its own sound. And that is, it is one of the most unique things in any language. The sound that changes, and it can be itself. So we don't know whether the Visarga is a swara. It can become a vyanjana, but it can become just a sound because it has no matra of its own. Notice that the visarga has no matra, and yet it can carry a note. It's a very strange, it's like that paplu. If any of you have played rummy, the paplu can become anything. So the visarga reminds me of the paplu. Okay, so yeah, I think you did a great job. Now I would like to take you to the previous shloka and see how good your recitation is, if that's okay with everyone. And now you see yoga karmasu kaushalam, right? It is in the same pada. It is not, visarga is not coming at the end. Since it's not coming at the end, it has to flow into the next sound. And it has to take you to that ka. Ka sthana is at the root, at the vocal cord. So yoga, yogach, it has to go right there. It has to stay there so it can turn into ka. And it has to be very subtle. Yoga karma su kaushalam. Okay, who wants to recite this and explain it to us? Now the fun part is going to start. Now you're not only going to recite, you're going to explain it. Tell us what it means. Come on. There are no Candy Crush points here.
I can try to
I
recite
can
first.
attempt to recite, yeah. Meanings, I don't.
Arre, meaning bhi aayega. Meaning bhi aayega. When you explain the meaning in your words, what difference does it make? Ulta seedha jo bhi dimag mein aaye. Say it. Okay, Rajesh ji, go for it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrit dushkrite Tasmadyogaya tas no, it's not coming up.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
Tasmat yogaya yujasva yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Yeah. So beautiful. Buddhi yukto jahatiha. Whenever you cannot, you forget the recitation, just read it. Buddhi yukto jahatiha. Ubhe sukrita dushkrite. Tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. It has its own music, it has its own sound, and that is the beauty of the Anushtup. And it has been used for some of the most powerful epics in our language, including the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So who's going to explain the meaning of this? You don't even have to go into the Sanskrit words, just explain what you understood. You can even cheat and look at what Sri Aurobindo said. I don't have a problem.
We're looking at it.
Arey, I didn't mean it. You're literally taking it. But if you let it come out of you.
It was more of like, if you are established in the intelligence,
Yes.
that's what the buddhi yukto.
Yes.
And if I think you need to be established in the higher intelligence. That's what I recall.
Yes. Yes. Jahati is to give up, to reject. Ha. Ha is to give. Ubhe is both.
So whether
Ubhe
it's the good result versus bad result, you give up that result.
Yes.
And tasmat yoga, people who are in that yoga,
yes,
and the way they do take them to the next level. Kaushalam is the being skillful. I think that's what we remember last time.
So let's try it again. So that I don't want you to forget the previous shlokas. The next time we do the next shloka and then you forget the rest, then we'll have to start all over again. Okay.
Dr.
Buddhi
P,
yukto.
I just observed something. May I check with you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm rather new to trying to understand Sanskrit, but when you said that Jahatiha means giving, Ubhe means both, and then followed by Sukrit and Dushkrite meaning good and bad both.
Yeah, well done. Sukrita is well done. Sanskrita, refined.
Ji.
Krita is that which has been created. Sukrita is beautifully created. Dushkrita, poorly created. Now, you can take it in many ways, right? Something that is done very well and something that's not done very well. And interestingly, look, at the end, it comes into Kaushalam. Gauravji, come on, let's go. I was waiting for you to step forth.
Okay. Buddhi yukto means, like Rajeshji said, established in the higher intelligence. And while being established in the higher intelligence, you give up the idea of good karma and bad karma, sukrita, dushkrita. Therefore, be in the yoga, and then the karma you do will be highly skilled, or done with high skill.
So here, Kaushalam, I would translate it as perfection. Yoga is perfection in work. Because what we usually take is Kaushal, like Modi ji is trying to create that Kaushal skill India, Kaushal India. No. That's not the Kaushal. We're looking for something much more. We're not looking for a 6-week training and then you learn how to do the weaving and all. That's good. I mean, nothing wrong with that. This is perfection. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga is to do perfectly. What is that perfection? Being one with your buddhi, being one with your higher knowledge, wisdom, your true self. So buddhi yukto jahatiha. Ubhe sukrita dushkrite. Tasmat is therefore. Ataha. Tasmat yogaya yujyasva. Join yourself to the yoga, which itself means joining, right? Tasmad yogaya yujyasva. Join yourself, connect to that, because what is yoga? Yoga is skill in works or perfection in works. So good. I'm happy that now you're pulling it out. Now you're going to use your memory and your sense, because remember, you have to start trusting your sense. This hesitation we need to get rid of. You should be able to, whatever your inner experiences about these things, you have to allow it to come out. So the vocal cord, Vishuddha chakra, has to start connecting to this. Very important part of yoga. These have to connect. So the hesitation is because this is not connected. So your brain is thinking, you know it, but you're not able to articulate it. We're going to get rid of that block. So Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha, we're going to get rid of that block too. You have to start expressing yourself. It's okay. You don't have to be correct by the books. What is the book? You are the book. You are the living book. You are living it, and you express your inner realization, and trust your inner realization, trust your sense, and it's going to be right. Anyone else? Otherwise, I'll go to the previous shloka.
I can do it.
Okay, do it.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha ubhe sukrita dushkrite tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karma sukaushalam.
Yes, beautiful. Explain it in your own words.
Okay. So one who is established in buddhi lets go of both good work and bad work, good and bad. Therefore, be in your higher self in yoga, and that's what brings out the true, the kaushalam, the best, the perfection.
Yes, that's actually a very good explanation. That is what brings out the true perfection, being joined into higher buddhi. So Sakshi ji and Pallavi ji have raised their hands, so I'm going to make it more difficult for them. Let's go to the previous shloka, because now they already know the meaning. So I want to make it a little more tricky for them. Okay. Pallavi ji, go for it. Let's see. You want me to make it easy? I can recite it for you once. Otherwise, if you're confident, you go for it.
Well, I had a question regarding the previous one. I was not
Okay.
willing to recite it, but all the same and explain.
Too
But
late.
I'll give this a go.
Yes.
दूरेण ह्यावरं कर्म बुद्धियोगाद्य न. This I can't get.
Okay, let's try it. Durena hyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya
Dhananjaya.
buddhau sharanamanvichha krapana phalahetavaha. Let's do it.
Okay.
Durena hyavaram karma. Let's just say that first.
दूरेण ह्यवरं
Hyavaram karma.
कर्म
Karma.
बुद्धियोग
Karma.
कर्म कर्म
Karma. Ma.
कर्म
Give it time. Karma, yes. Buddhi
कर्म
yoga dhananjaya. Buddhi yoga.
बुद्धियोगा धनंजय.
Shabash. Buddhau sharanamanvichha.
बुद्धौ
Sharana.
शरणं मन्विच्छ.
No, 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 no. Pressure. Weight kahan pe? Where is your weight? Buddhau sharana. Let's just do this. Buddhau
बुद्धौ
sharana
शरण
manvichha.
मन्विच्छ.
Now you combine it. Buddhau sharanamanvichha.
बुद्धौ शरणं मन्विच्छ.
Sharanam pe mat jao. Sharana.
शरण
Buddhau
मन्विच्छ.
sharanamanvichha.
बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ.
Beautiful. Krapana phalahetavaha.
कृपणा फलहेतवः.
Shabash. So let the visarga resonate. The visarga is an echo. So let it echo through your being. Let it carry through your bone marrow. Let the vibration go through your marrow, go right through you like you are just a little thinnest, flimsiest piece of cloth through which air is passing through. So that's the genius. Durena hyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanamanvichha krapna phalahetavaha. So who else wants to do it? The Sakshi ji, did I see your hand or she just pulled it back? She just went down quickly? Okay, go for it. Can't hear you.
दूरेण हेयावरं करं दूरेण हेयावरं करं बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय बुद्धो शरणमणविच्छे कृपणा फलहेतवः.
Yes. Just remember, in Sanskrit, every swara has its own weight. The weight is the duration that you give. In Sanskrit, it's called by the duration of time. Matra. Matra. Matra is, in English, we put the weight like this, like a hammer, right? I am going. I am going. That's how we speak. I am going. But in Sanskrit, it's the duration. Durena hyavaram karma. Ma is not just a half ma with a halant. If it's a ma with a halant, then you will say karm. But if it's a ma with an it will become karma. Don't reject my little there. Okay? So, durena hyavaram karma. Take your time. There's no rush. Unlike in Hindi and English, we speak rapidly. Sanskrit, give each vyanjana and swara. Each swara has to be given its importance, its time. So let's do this. Durena hyavaram karma.
दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म
Beautiful. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya.
बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय
Beautiful. Buddhau sharanamanvichha.
बुद्धो शरणमणविच्छे
Wonderful. Krapana phalahetavaha.
कृपणा फलहेतवः.
Wonderful. So now you're getting of course, I'm exaggerating the sounds a little bit, but when you start doing it, find your own flow, that flow that expresses you. Remember, you are expressing yourself. Your mantra purusha is expressing yourself. The deeper energy is expressing yourself. So the hesitation, these are the blocks we have. We develop these blocks. We hesitate. What will others think? I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not an expert. How can I talk about it? All these are blocks that we have created. They're not real. Have faith in yourself, trust in yourself, and start expressing yourself, either through sound or through the explanation. All right, who will explain this? What does it mean?
Just a try.
Yes, ma'am.
वर्ड्स के जो मुझे याद है वो ये था कि वो लोग जो अपनी बुद्धि से काम नहीं करते और जो उसके फ्रूट को ही अपना एक एक्टिविटी का सोर्स मानते हैं, अपना एक्शन उसकी फ्रूट की डिजायर से करते हैं. सो दैट वर्क इज लाइक पुअर वर्क.
यस, आगे चलो. बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ. What does that mean? Sharana, you take refuge. You open yourself. You surrender to what? To the buddhi. Right?
Kripana.
Kripana. Kripana is one who is a kripana, who is a
Very
beggar.
beggar.
Yes. Kripana phalhetavaha. Those who do things for a result are like beggars or wretched. Good, very good. I'm happy that you remembered. You don't have to remember the exact words, the sense of it, because that's how Sanskrit will seep into you. Sanskrit will not become natural to you if I just give you words and their meanings. You start expressing yourself, and then the connections will form. We have to create the neuronal connections. So 5 times we'll do it 10 times, and then it will become a part of you. You have to create new circuitry in the brain and maybe break some old circuitry. So that's the whole part of yukta and mukta. Okay, anyone else wants to do the chanting, or are we done? I don't even know what time it is, so someone will have to help me. Okay, Pankajji, go for it.
Durena hyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya
Yes.
buddhau sharanaman vichcha krupana phalhetavah.
Beautiful. Now also enlighten us about what it means.
So the yoga of karma is still inferior to the yoga of intelligence. That what buddhi yoga. So buddhi yoga dhananjaya, right? So durena hyavaram. So if you're established in the karma, it's still lower than getting yourself established in the intelligence.
He's not saying
And
established in karma. Hold on. Buddhi yoga. You have doing buddhi yoga, then karma is lower than buddhi yoga.
karma is lower than buddhi yoga.
Yes. Which karma is lower than buddhi yoga? The karma that is attached to the fruit.
Fruit.
Right? Okay, good.
And buddhau sharanam anvichya. So if you desire to establish yourself in the buddhi,
yes,
then anvichya means desire, right? If that is your
Ichcha,
desire,
yes.
then krupanaha phalhetava. So, but those who desire the fruit, phalhetava,
Yes,
are the
yes.
beggars.
That's exactly beautiful. So Sharana Manvicha is, he's saying, go into the Sharana of the Buddhi. Go. Anvicha, desire to be in the Sharana of the Buddhi. So I think now this is an important thing. We need to go back and remember. Maybe someday we'll start again the 11th shloka and go again and practice, because we have to go over it. We have to do it 10 times, and you have done it 10 times, then it will start becoming natural to you. We have to make the language natural to all of you. Then I'm telling you, you do it for 6 months, a year, you can handle any shloka in Sanskrit, and you can do the patha on your own. Okay. What time is it? I don't know if there are any questions.
We have about 10 minutes or more.
Okay. So if you have any questions, we can address them. Otherwise, I think, or if you want anything else done.
Dr. P, I want to ask something regarding
Yes,
this
ma'am.
shloka.
Yeah, you can call me
Over.
Parikshit. Parikshit sounds
Okay,
better.
it'll take some trying,
Yes,
getting used to
Parikshit.
that. Parikshit
Yes.
ji.
अरे हाँ ठीक है. Okay.
So
Parikshit.
Duren and Hyavaram, इनका अर्थ इनको पढ़ते मुझे एकदम जब मैं पढ़ती हूँ इनका अर्थ बिल्कुल नहीं मुझे समझ में आ रहा होता है.
Okay. Okay.
बाकियों
Let's
का
talk about it.
कुछ एक हाँ.
Jiten, you do it. You explain it. Yes.
I said by far,
Yes.
Buddhi Yoga is superior to Karma Yoga.
Yes, yes, yes. That's it, by far. So, dur se hi. What language? Dur se hi karma avaram hai. Avaram is what is not favorite to you. Avaram. Varana is to what? That which you absorb, which you take. What karma from a distance is not acceptable in front of Buddhi Yoga. And he's
So
telling
during is
Dhananjaya, hey
actually the
Dhananjaya.
distance. Acha. Dur.
Yes. So Gauravji has a question, is it comparing Buddhi Yoga to Karma Yoga? No, he's just showing Buddhi Yoga, yes, Buddhi Yoga to Karma, the second one. Karma is way inferior to Buddhi Yoga. Just doing karma is not enough. Because doing that karma is tied in with the fruit. So he's not saying just do karma as a lot of Westerners seems to understand. Just do your work. No, that's not the point. Do your work joined with your higher self, joined with your greater intelligence. That's what he's saying. Any other
ह्यवरम का थोड़ा
questions?
और
Or
एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं परीक्षित
of
जी?
course,
ह्यवरम.
who wants to explain it? You want me to explain it?
Varam is absorbing.
Varam, so Swayamvara, what is Swayamvara? When in the
Choosing by
ancient,
yourself.
you accept by yourself, the woman or would accept among all those kings and princes, she would choose. That was the
Yes.
power given. Varam. So here it is a varam. You do not choose. You do not want it. You reject it. You look away from it. So even from a distance, it is not something that you desire or seek or choose or accept. Varam is
Yes.
to accept, right?
Yes.
So by far, even from a distance, you will not accept karma when you're in the Buddhi Yoga. So Sri Krishna keeps playing with these two, but what he's really showing is what is Buddhi Yoga, and at the end, Buddhi Yoga is Karma Yoga. There's no separation. The separation is in our heads. It's all artificial. Buddhau Sharanam. I missed the question. What was that question, Avilalji? I can't find it. Buddhau Sharanam here is, jump to the latest, means Buddha enlightened ki sharan or Buddhi ki sharan. Buddhi ki sharan. There was no Buddha at that time. So some scholars say that the Buddha had come before the Gita. There is no evidence, some Western scholars. In our tradition, the Buddha came after Sri Krishna. And that makes sense. Here,
Not
Buddha
not the
Sharana is not.
And Dhananjay over here would mean what?
Dhananjaya is one who
Arjun.
is the victor of all prosperity, one who has conquered the opulence of the world. Dhananjaya, that's Arjuna, because Arjuna is the great warrior and the great prince, so he has
Okay.
conquered. And
अच्छा, उनका
remember all this.
संबोधन है ये. तो
Yes, it's a
संबोधन कर रहे हैं
sambodhan.
उनका. Okay.
Sambodhan hai. Yes.
Dr. Saab,
Yes, sir.
Buddha as in enlightened, not Buddha person. क्योंकि यहाँ पे मुझे
So,
जैसे बुद्धा बोल रहे हैं ना, तो बुद्धि और बुद्धि is
right.
feminine,
Right.
if I'm
Okay.
not wrong.
So, Buddha, suppose you take Buddha, right? So, it's Akaranta. So, Buddha ka will be what? Buddhasya. Buddhasya Sharanam thodi ka. He will say
Right.
Buddhau Sharanam. Sorry, I went into the Sanskrit. So, Buddhi and Buddhau, right? So, the genitive case or the Shashtami Vibhakti. I try to run away from Sanskrit. You keep pulling me into Sanskrit. Okay, good. Okay, I'm good. If you have no further questions, I think what we need to, at least I have learned, and I think all of you have started noticing, that when you start expressing yourself, whether through patha or through the explanation, it will become more natural for you. And I think that is where the goal is, that you are able to not only imbibe the knowledge, but you're able to express the knowledge. And when you start expressing it in your own way, in your own anubhav, how you assimilated it, it'll have a new flavor. It'll have a new fragrance. And that's the point. You don't just absorb parikshita, and what's the point? It has to be you. And then you express it in your own unique way. And hopefully you will be teaching and guiding more youngsters in our tradition. Well, anything else? We're done, right?
I just wanted
Okay.
to share
Yes.
practically how I am trying to apply this.
G.
And so what I think is go ahead and have objectives, but don't be attached to them, you know. So play the game, uh, you know, obviously when you have to go somewhere, do something, there is an aim, but if it goes this way or it goes that way, you don't care because you're established
Yes.
and these are just your prakriti playing around, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it's a karma yoga, and being in that state is it's a tough state to be in. We have to do a lot of practice. At least for me, I have to concentrate a lot and constantly be aware of it. And when you are really squeezed through the uh, pressures of life, that's when you're tested. So it's life will teach you and test you and make you better and better. So good. That's the way to approach it.
Yeah.
To be free and keep doing what you're doing. Don't become a karmi.
Yeah.
Don't become someone who doesn't do. Go and it's better to do things, I would say. Even if you have some attachment, it's okay. Use the rajasa, use that, but then slowly try to evolve out of it. Be aware through the process and use that process as your crucible, as your test of where you are actually are. See, anyone can sit here. I can sit in my room and be completely detached from the world. Now you're right in the pit, handling all that, and then you can practice the yoga, then that's what Sri Krishna is asking for. You can go into the Himalayas and say, okay, yeah, I'm free. Now you come in the battle, kill your own relatives, and then tell me how detached you are. That is the test. And that is the change that Sri Krishna wants.
I even noticed that he uses the word adhikar nahi hai to the goal. So he's trying to say absolutely no attachment to
That's right. Right. You have no right. You have no right to the fruit of the action. You don't even have the adhikara. He just takes it away right off the bat. And he's right. The Purusha, what does Purusha care for the results? You
Right.
are the Purusha, right? Once that consciousness comes, what difference does it make what the fruit is? Unless you have a very specific Purusha has a specific yoga to do that for a certain reason. But even then, there is no attachment. So, yeah, absolutely. There's no adhikara over the fruit of the action. If we can get that, that's karma yoga. That's the one of the key indicators that you're in karma yoga. Okay, very good. Today Makaranji didn't come. I guess we miss him, but